Welcome back, Bayside.
I can't wait to start junior year.
Last year, you changed this place.
I got people to care about important stuff, not just Bayside nonsense.
Hey, Dad, think fast. This is gonna be awesome!
Oh boy, here we go.
Oh, really?
Bayside is hosting the California School Spirit Competition.
Oh, really?
It's the perfect venue for our second kiss.
You know what a delicious sight it will be.
You're not a part of this, Spencer!
Hello. As many of you know, Bayside has a bitter rivalry with Valley.
Our rivals just destroyed our mascot.
No! Take me instead, God! Make the switch, you coward!
Hey, it's Anthony, Allen Ramos from GLAAD. Josie, my favorite. How are you?
Hi, Anthony. I'm good. How are you? I'm living for this wallpaper behind you. It's incredible.
Thank you so much. It's real. It's not fake. Okay, let's get into this because it definitely heated up for Lexi and Jamie at the end of season 1. Got a little kiss action, which I'm very jealous of. But how are we going to see that progress into this season?
I mean, they have a very fun time. Me and Belmont, our vision for these characters were much more psychotic than they actually were. It ends up being a very sweet relationship, but we were always trying to do takes where we were ridiculously attacking each other. They wanted us to be more real, which is not easy for me. I remember I can say like a giant, pretty thick paragraph very easily, and it being like joke. If you give me one sentence, like I think in episode 3, I had to say, "How are you?" And like I'd failed miserably. Like I did not know how to just ask a normal question. And the writers made fun of me because I was like seizing while trying to be serious. So you'll see a lot of that.
Oh, that, I mean, I cannot wait for that. Season 2, everyone, reminder, November 24th on Peacock. But I also know, as fun as all of that is this season, we are going to get an episode that I think is very impactful. It's taking on something that's extremely important and a hot topic within our own community. It centers around trans kids being excluded from sports. I know you're a producer on the show, so tell me a little bit about, how you all really arrived at the decision to include this episode in season 2.
Yeah, I think the story was really important to us. And I remember talking to Tracy and the writers. I had the privilege of sort of being in the room this past season and joining a few times a week, and just getting to sit in and learn. I think the goal of ours was just tell, this next nuanced story in her journey, and sort of unpack that layer. And a theme that really excites me to talk about and to learn about, and that our show really discusses, is privilege. And that's something that is a very interesting topic, especially when talking about disenfranchised communities and marginalized communities and the intersectionalities within certain privileges someone can have. And Lexi is someone who, although, is trans, has come from an immense amount of wealth, socioeconomic and popularity. So having to put her in the center of a very real world issue, which sort of disenfranchises her from the rest of her peers, was so appetizing to me, and I thought was so apt, especially when it comes to legislation within sports for trans youth, which is absolutely ridiculous that that's even a conversation we need to have, since it's literal children playing sports. But it's true, and it's prevalent to this day. And I think we sort of use that to tell a very, very funny, interesting, thorough story about a girl stepping into her truth a little bit more. And I think people will really enjoy it.
I think so too. And thinking about that, you're a producer on this show, which I think is so wonderful. You get to have a say in what is said and what is made. And, what were some of the conversations you had? Because thinking, you are producing the show alongside the OGs, Mario Lopez, Elizabeth Berkley, Tiffany Thiessen. Did you find that you were able to have some really important conversations about why this is so important for our community right now?
Yeah, I mean, my conversations really took place between me and Tracy Wigfield, who's our showrunner and our guiding light, our fairy godmother, and between her and our writers, who half of them I've known since I was 15 years old, and I'm so grateful for my relationship with them. We had very honest conversations, and it was really cool to have such a diverse staff that came from all different backgrounds. And at so many points, we were able to be like, oh, I experienced that form of oppression, and we related to certain patterns, even though we didn't necessarily know our own exact experiences. So Tracy I commend her for being a good accomplice, and just for someone that we can really rely on to help us in a way that's not tokenizing, but that's just true support.
Without spoiling too much about this episode, I will say that there is some lip syncing to Kim Petras involved. Tell me about that. Because Kim is everything, and I know you love her music. How fun was that?
I'm obsessed. Kim Petras is literally an icon. And that was, I believe, one of our writers, Chris Schleicher's idea. And I literally teared up when I found out that I got to sing her song, because I just think it's so perfect for the story. And she is just such a force of nature. And it's a very fun scene. I had a lot of fun filming that.
And I'm thinking this moment where, Transgender Awareness Week is upon us. And I think, with the show coming back, there's so much opportunity for families and young people to have conversations with Lexi's storyline, and just really just seeing what a great, character Lexi is, but, it's so great for representation. So as we, celebrate Transgender Awareness Week, what do you want to tell people out there about, just how important it is at this time of the year?
Yeah, I think it's a really great week to recognize all the trans people that have come before us, that have laid the groundwork for the land that we get to walk today, and remember their stories and remember their trauma. And also celebrate the fact that we have come so far in even just the past decades, while also simultaneously realizing we have so much more to go, particularly with trans legislation and the volatile nature of these bills that are putting trans people's lives at jeopardy and their livelihood. It's a very scary and real thing, and it's something we need not forget, because it's prevalent and it affects just about every one of us. And I think I would just urge people on this day to look up a trans story, to purchase trans work, watch Disclosure on Netflix, take one step forward to getting to know the beautiful livelihood that is being trans in this world, and know that with your help, we could make things a lot easier for people to come forward in the future.
Very well said. Thinking about one of the things that Lexi goes through this season is with that episode is, it can be tough for us, especially trans people, to see this negative news every single day. How do you kind of balance, your work, obviously as an amazing, hilarious actress, but also being a part of the community and obviously being very passionate about the cause and wanting to, engage with that activist side of yourself?
I'm really privileged to have parents who are literally the chief of staff of Obama. They're on it every single day, briefing me on things that are happening in the world. And obviously I'm a child of the internet, so I'm seeing everything happen on Twitter, and empowered by them to always speak up, to always stand up for my community. And I'm grateful that I was raised to be that, to be a warrior and a champion. And it's something that you carry when you're any marginalized person in the media, whether it's a person of color, or a person who is gay or trans. You have a certain amount of weight, but also with that weight comes so much excitement and so much joy and pride in knowing that I have so many people that get to look up to me and that get to see me be happy and live my life. And in so many ways that helps them live their life a little bit easier too, which is the greatest privilege I've ever gotten in my life.
I love that. All right, as we, I got to wrap up, but season 2 is here, 10 episodes coming out November 24th. Briefly, what do you want families and kids to take away from this season? Because it is so great.
It's just so fun. It's a fun time. It's a wild ride. Get ready for some twists and turns, for some very funny, smart humor, for a lot of outfit changes, and a lot of heels and a lot of screaming.
Well, I know you love the outfit changes. All right, Josie, so great to see you. Congratulations, everyone. Just a reminder, yes, that Saved by the Bell will be back season 2, November 24th, streaming on Peacock.